Hey everybody, welcome to Fantastic Comics Presents. We're going to be talking about CGC shenanigans and a whole bunch of comic store stuff coming up right after these videos.
Hi, it's John Romita Jr. at San Diego Comic-Con. Fantastic Comics in Berkeley is the best shop in the world, hands down.
Tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. It's been 3 long years. Do ya still want me? If I don't see a ribbon round the old oak tree, I'll stay on the bus, forget about us, put the blame on me.
Did you know that every 7 minutes a black person is born in this country without soul? Hello, I'm B.B. King. Won't you help Don Simmons and the thousands of others that suffer from this tragic disorder? Its cruel symptoms can strike anyone. Let's take a look.
I think the Republican Party has done one heck of a job. Don't you, June?
I'll say, Ward, we Republicans have turned this country around.
Safety and good mileage are the two things I looked for in a new car. That's why I bought a Volvo station wagon.
Hi, I'm president of the David Hartman fan club here in Glendale. I've even met David Hartman once. What a neat guy.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherry. A sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheroo. Good luck will rub off when I shake hands with you.
This is B.B. King saying, won't you please give, so that Don Simmons here and so many others can become useful members of society.
Or below me a kiss, and that's lucky too.
Right to blacks without soul. Post Office Box 1305A, Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you.
In high school, we were a clan of vampires.
We were Vampire Clan Bruja, born to sow the seeds of anarchy. And we weren't the quarterbacks of the hockey team or some sports guys. We chose to be unique.
We wore cloaks.
Have you ever been chased by the entire JV football team simply because you chose to wear your cloak to school that day?
Vampires aren't even evil.
Football players are.
Mom! Jenny ate my corn on the cob!
No, I didn't. He's lying.
Now, kids. Jenny, why don't you get us dessert?
I love you, little brother.
I love you, sis.
Beautiful kids.
Now, Desmond, you do smoke, ganja at home, don't you?
Oh, yeah, man. We smoke that shit all the time.
I'm here today because I'm addicted to marijuana.
Hell no. You in here for some marijuana? Marijuana? Man, this is some bullshit.
Marijuana is not a drug. I used to suck dick for coke.
I seen them.
Now that's an addiction, man. You ever suck some dick for marijuana?
Huh?
No, I can't say I have.
I didn't think so.
Boo this man!
You worked at All American Burger
7 months ago.
I knew it.
Why don't you get a job, Berkeley?
What for?
You need money.
All I need are some tasty waves, cool buzz, and I'm fine.
Eat!
That was all you saw?
Well, I saw the flashing lights from, I guess, the police, and I heard some talking, then...
Then
nothing.
nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Nothing!
Wow, an original Malibu Stacy from 1958. Ugh.
Yeah, they took her off the market after some kid put both his eyes out.
Oh, my.
Wow, look at this laundry list of complaints. So you have no direction, no college ambition, no job prospects?
Yeah, it also says I have no dick. But you'll notice that follows the financial question, proving once more what women really look for.
What do you do for money anyway?
Blood bank, sperm bank. I'm currently considering the eye bank.
Wow, she calls you callow in here.
You say that like it's bad.
It means frightened and weak-willed.
Really? Shit. That was the only part of the letter I thought was complimentary.
Do you really want to get him? You see what I'm saying? What are you prepared to do?
Everything within the law.
And then what are you prepared to do? If you open the ball on these people, Mr. Nash, you must be prepared to go all the way. Because they won't give up the fight until one of you is dead.
I want to get Capone. I don't know how to get him.
Want to get Capone? Here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way. And that's how you get Capone.
She really did some job on you. You know how fucking nuts you are? Look what she did to you.
You fucked my wife.
What?
You fucked my wife.
How could you ask me a question like that? How could you ask me? I'm your brother. You ask me that? Where do you get your balls big enough to ask me that?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
John, the kind of control you're attempting is, it's not possible. Listen, if there's one thing the history of evolution has taught us, it's that life will not be contained. Life breaks free, it expands to new territories, and it crashes through barriers painfully, maybe even dangerously, but, oh, there it is. There it is.
You're implying that a group composed entirely of female animals will breed?
No, I'm simply saying that life, finds a way.
Come on, they have one female servicing a large group of males. That implies a species that lays eggs.
Oh my God, you're crazy. They are so obviously mammals.
Please, she'd be an estrus 24/7 if she didn't lay eggs.
Smurfs don't lay eggs. I won't tell you this again. Papa Smurf has a f***ing beard. They're mammals.
Ride the world's most terrifying roller coaster. The Devastator. The Devastator. A heart-stopping 200-mile-per-hour, 15-story drop, spine-cracking 90-degree turn, and the final plunge. 2 whole minutes underwater. The Devastator. The Devastator. It's soul-shattering. Devastator! Devastator! Only at Thrill World.
What? What are you trying to say, George?
It's just that I was the one that actually paid for the big salad. She just happened to hand it to you, but it's no big deal.
You want the money for the big salad?
No.
Then what is your problem?
There is no problem. Just a small miscommunication whereby you thanked her instead of the person actually responsible for the purchasing of the big salad.
All right, come out of our blast out.
For shame, Doc. Hunting rabbits with an elephant gun.
Elephant gun?
That's right, Doc. So why don't you go shoot yourself an elephant? You do, and I'll give you such a pinch! We're going to start our volleys. We hope you like the show. So everything is ready. We're
Originally settled as Ocean View during the 1850s, the city's population boomed with displaced
But in my own way, I am king. Hail to the king, baby.
Hey everybody, welcome to Fantastic Comics Presents. We are your weekly stop for all things comic books. All things? A lot of things comics. From a perspective that you don't normally get. For those of you that don't know.
My name is Yule Carter, comic book retailer in Berkeley, California.
That's right, that's me, Yule, right there. You can see the name. How do you do this? If you're there, you go. My thumb. Wednesday through Sunday, 12 to 5 p.m. I closed a little bit early on Friday. It was a holiday, and everybody pretty much took that time to do something else. And I don't expect the comic store to be the main thing for anybody, but I am seeing that some customers have left town and are going to be back either this week or maybe next week. Excuse me. Why do I do this at 8? Because so many people talk about comic books, but there's a store owner right here. You don't need to watch a special episode of Thinking Critical that I go and, you can come straight to the source. Ask me a question. Let me know in chat. You're live here. You might as well. Let's talk about some comics that you were interested in. Comics that are going to be coming out from last week that you enjoyed. Maybe some subject that you're interested in. But mostly we're going to be talking about CGC. And you know what that means. But first, let's talk about some comics that came out last week. Yeah, we're going to do that right away. Let me get that banner up. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Because we got so much other stuff. Let's just get through this. Best of last week. All right. I'm going to turn this off just for symmetry. We had some runners up. This is going to be a very embarrassing top 5 or best of. But it's mostly because of what came out and like who was putting them out. And there just wasn't a lot from every company. But Marvel, oh my goodness, they were out. X-Men is a runner-up. I've been really enjoying the series. I got caught up. And this one deals with Doug Ramsey and his wife and Warlock. And if you haven't read a story with them recently, you might enjoy this. I did. Let me see what else. We've got a .2 right here. Amazing Spider-Man. This was pretty much a slugfest throughout the issue. No downtime really. And who is this Hellhound guy or Hellgate guy or whatever the hell his name is? But Jager Jr. is doing a pretty darn good job. And I'm not really a big fan of like interior monologue, but I didn't hate it. And there's one little slight flashback, but it's kind of the way the stories are being crafted to lend some past into Peter Parker's life, mostly for people that are new to the character or maybe just haven't really gotten caught up in a while. And it's refreshing. Good stuff. Okay. Oh yeah, one last one. Everybody knows I am not a big fan. I am not a proponent of gun comic books, but I paged through Gehenna, Naked Aggression. And this one was a pretty darn good book. I thought the artwork was excellent. And right from the very first page, I really enjoyed that setup that we saw there. It's very violent, very action-packed. I like 6 panels to start off a book. And then here's your splash page. It's kind of 2 panels, really. And, you know, again, I'm not really into gun violence and stuff like that, but I really enjoy the gunshot in that box car right through the window, but you don't really see what happened inside there. You just see the after effect. And here's some close-ups of the faces. This woman has this kid, and she's going to either use him as a human shield or as a hostage so that she can get out of the mess she's in. And of course, the bad guys don't want to have anything to do with shooting the kid. Wait, did I say bad guys? It's kind of a typical book, but the action was hot and heavy from the very beginning. And here's one more example of the gun violence that is very violent, but stuff happens off camera. So I really enjoyed this book a lot. It was pretty cool. It was everything I pretty much needed for that type of thing in a week where there was almost everything was Marvel. So, but I still found some books to recommend. Sold out of Immortal Thor. I guess Thor is going to die and then come back in a brand new series written by the same writer, but with art by Pascal Ferry. Pretty cool there. Godzilla versus Thor. This is getting some critical acclaim from people in the thinking critical realm. And even my customers are really enjoying it. And this is a pretty darn cool cover, too. Of course, there was a whole bunch of other ones, but Aaron Cooter, is that it? Aaron Cooter, right? And Jason Aaron writing Godzilla versus Thor. Excuse me, I got to cough this out really quick. All right, let's go to number 3, X-Men Hellfire Vigil. Are you kidding me? Not only was it a sellout, but I was actually able to read it before it sold out. And I actually didn't hate the book. It got us, again, caught up on some characters from some titles that ended or just about to end. I'm not really reading Storm, but the little bit that we got from, her was, good enough. Same thing with most of the characters. Because I'm only reading Uncanny and regular X-Men. None of that other stuff. I just can't be bothered with it. And, for the most part, I don't think you should either. But I do have customers that like it. So, what do I know? Next up. This is number 2. Oh, my goodness, it really is. Ultimate Wolverine number 7. This is a pretty darn good selling book in my store, so that people that think that it's only absolute books that are something to be paying attention to as far as alternate universe titles. Au contraire, Ultimate Wolverine's doing pretty darn good. It's not just Ultimate Spider-Man. And lastly, at number 1, we have Captain America by Chip Zdarsky and Valerio Schiti. I had only read half of this book when I was on on Thinking Critical Comics Aficionados this Saturday. So I wasn't really caught up with the entirety of the story, but I pretty much had the gist of what was going on. And although I liked it, really cool action in the very beginning. Didn't know if I really needed a retcon of Captain America where he gets thawed out right after 9/11. I like the idea that maybe he's just a little bit more seasoned, but with the exception of like a mini series or the Ultimates or like a movie, I don't think I've ever seen a time when Captain America first came out of the closet. No, it came out of the ice. And I don't know. As I read the story and we see like there's a juxtaposition of a character after 9/11 that I assume is going to be going up against Cap. I liked it. I thought it was darn good. And I'm looking forward to the next issue. And Dr. Doom's going to be in real soon, and I know some customers of mine are into that. And I thought this was a really cool, strong offering, and I'm glad I ordered extra copies of it. And although it sold pretty well, I still have some left. So if you're interested in a good Captain America, I think this is a good one for you. Because it's just like there's some lines in it. I thought it was really cool. Like he's, again, we're getting some dialogue in his head. But it's not like he's talking at us. At least I didn't read it that way. And he's like, God help us, or something like that. And he's like, if they even, care about God or know God or worship God. I forget what the verb is. But it was kind of cool because, he has, I don't know. It just sounds like he recently got thawed out and he's like acclimating himself. But in doing so, he was able to, pick out a motorcycle on the street and ride it immediately. So I don't know how much time he's had, but he's still a mystery to everybody in the now, basically, and that's kind of cool. But yeah, Captain America is best of last week. All right, I'm still getting StreamYard did a new layout. And I'm going to blame it for at least this episode being choppy. I went to the comic show 2 weeks ago. So we had Joe Casey in the store on Wednesday. That was a wild day. And real fun. Really enjoyed it. It was totally worth the effort. Oh, I'm sorry. It was totally worth the effort. And I would like to do it again. And I talked to Joe, and he totally would like to do it again. So maybe we can do something in the future, even something a little bit more substantial than it was. But I know part of that's just because of, life doesn't work the way you want it to, right? All right, one last picture to delete. Excellent. All right. Next up, what? We're just rolling right along. Why don't I say to each and every one of you, I know I have it in here, damn it. Where did I put it? Maybe I don't have it. I might have taken it out. See, this is the problem with this freaking thing. Let me see. Ugh, it doesn't matter. Hi, everybody. Let's go to your comments. Boy. I feel naked doing that. Up early. Eric O'Sullivan says, crack that slab. Boops for Gizmo. Gizmo, Gizmo, Gizmo. All right, for all of you that don't know, this is Gizmo. What a cutie. He's actually in the room back behind me right now, lying down. If you hear some scratching or some whimpering, it's because he wants a treat. All right, enough of him. Thanks, Eric. I love it, man. Just like my customers, I got the smart viewers too. Excellent. Jilby Pill's in the other room. Hello. Elithalore says, hey, all. Dwayne Muth. Hey, Dwayne. Good Tuesday night, you all, and everyone in chat. Good Tuesday night to you. Jagron says hello. I had several friends see Superman early screening and had a positive time and response to it. If I'm not mistaken, Fantinuum's at a screening of it tonight also. Is Absolute Superman coming out this week? It is, and I still have 2 comics to get graded and slabbed. Really? Are you sure it's just 2? I mean, seriously. All right, hold on. SpiderGuy says, sorry, I had some sparklers to light some flour to fire and alcohol to consume and a few days to recover. I assume that means you hanging out. Yeah, I understand. I mean, cheers to that. That Age of Revelation event is going to be a big steaming coil. Yeah, I don't think I would really read that. Jagron says, this story is weird. I am still trying to get that Spidey is in an open relationship. I guess since Joe Kelly seems to want to hook Black Cat and Peter up, but doesn't want to toss away Shay. Well, you know, this allowed me to speak about my father when talking about Black Cat. But I remember being in high school and being interested in ladies. My dad was all about hanging out with a bunch of girls. Why settle? I don't know if he was like trying to live vicariously through me. He chose incorrectly then. Get a different horse on that one. Yeah, but he would tell me all sorts of stupid stories about him in Texas. And Pete and the Black Cat hanging out. That's cool. I mean, they have before. They're an on again, off again thing. She is going to have her own book coming up real soon, written by G. Willow Wilson, winner of many a GLAAD Award and hearts of many comic readers out there, for sure. Ms. Marvel, she did Air. That was when I first was introduced to G. Willow Wilson, and it came out around the same time, I think, as that Brad Pitt movie. No, George Clooney movie where he was like on an airplane all the time. And it just kind of like felt a bit of that, at least at the very beginning. Most recently, she had done Hunger and the Dusk. I can't remember what it's called. It was a fantasy over at IDW, Boom, one of them. Anyway, G. Willow Wilson's a pretty darn good writer, and she's going to be doing Black Cat. Might be interesting. SpiderGuy says, is the adversity to open relationships a generational thing? Because a Disney target audience of 12 to 26 is like that today. There you go. I thought it was hookup culture, right? That's an older crowd, I think, than 20 to 26. Or 12 to 26. You know, when you say 12 to 26, that means that sounds like 12-year-olds are hanging around 20-year-olds. You might want to have to revise these ages. Jagron says, Ultimate Wolverine has been decent, but this cover is totally not what happens in the book. I'm sorry I got rid of the cover, or else I would have looked at it. I can't believe a cover would screw up what actually happens in the inside. I just can't believe it. I think this is as good a time as any to talk about a little something. Oh, darn, do I have to bring the videos up, though? Oh, Yule. I'm not doing all my work like I need to do. All right, let me just bring these videos up really quick. Right here. This is great. I've got videos from Swagglehouse that I made, or that I clipped, concerning CGC. Oh, CGC. Let me bring up the picture that you can all see. You can, at San Diego this year, visit the CGC booths for an exclusive Dan Mora Superman variant. And this is CGC. Not someone is coming and signing over at CGC. even though Dan Mora is going to be there to do that also, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, there's a lot of video on it, and I only clipped a little bit. Let's go to the very first one that I have where Swag's talking about this situation.
So we have some big news coming out of CGC today. As you guys can see from the headline, visit the CGC booth at SDCC for an exclusive Dan Mora Superman variant.
Oh, he basically just said what I said while I was getting the video up. I don't even think I needed to clip that. Now, what else does he say?
Now, forgive me if I'm mistaken in this sense. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I don't think that CGC has ever made their own variant. Specifically, we've seen times when CGC had their name on the back of the book, and that had to do with some association with retailers and things of that nature, where they were kind of helping them do the limited scarcity thing. We've seen other instances where CGC has obviously done collaborations with other companies, but I don't think they've ever actually made a variant that was there, the CGC exclusive comic book.
Yeah, that's quite a thing, isn't it? The only way to get this book is to go to CGC at the convention. Maybe you'll be able to get one online. Of course, it's not actually slabbed, but you can get it done there. So what I'm assuming is, not unlike a comic book store, CGC was able to pull enough money together to get a variant cover of a comic book that actually already existed. And that would be Superman number 680, which has a very, very famous cover by Alex Ross. James Robinson writing, and I forget what Guedis' first name is. This is a Superman with crypto in it entirely. This is actually what happens in the book. So CGC is going to go and they're going to commission a brand new printing of that book, because obviously there's a movie tie-in, as we just read from people in chat. Someone in chat, sorry, I can't remember. Not a bad movie to some people. Looking pretty good. People are excited. The store is going to get together and we're going to chill with this movie too. It's going to be awesome. Maybe it's going to do really well. And could this mean great things for the new DC universe under James Gunn? Well, make sure you go and get your copy of this book over in San Diego, because, far be it, this shouldn't, oh my God. Let's hear what Swag says.
Well, there you guys have it. CGC doing it all themselves. They are now officially in the retail variant exclusive game. I can't believe it. Or shouldn't I believe it? I feel like all roads were leading to this point.
Yeah, all roads were leading to this point. And it's just even if I never said any of these things, these are all the things I think about when dealing with this shit. And this is some of the bad stuff that actually, prevents people from enjoying the industry, the hobby. I know there's a lot of people out there that do like it this way, but it's in no way promoting the books, the industry, the story, the character. It's just a comic book and a piece of glass, or not glass, but it could kill a person. It's damn sharp. It'll get under your nails. Oh, it's horrible. All right, one last clip.
Isn't this crazy? Remember when it was a big deal when we were all talking about this some years ago, where it was I can't believe CGC has their name on a book. Is this a conflict of interest? I don't know, probably. But at the same time, does anyone care? No, probably not. I feel like I'm going to make this video and everyone's going to be like, Swag, I don't understand. What's the problem? It's just fun. It's fun. You're right, viewer. It's just fun. Stop getting so worked up about it.
That's right. Stop getting worked up about it. He said it all. He said more. If you want to check it out, I have the link in the description down below. I think CGC is horrible and has been from the very beginning. The one thing that I actually like about it is some sort of honor system for the person selling from very far away to sell. You have to understand things are going to be sold online all the time now. But as soon as they did that, there were people that were, taking things out and putting things in and trying to get one over on them and making it hard for people to believe in stuff. It's almost like voting. And then it drives the prices up unrealistically for only a certain amount of people to be able to get the stuff that's really good. Not even that's necessarily really good, because then when something gets hot, it blows things up. You go to these comic shows, I'm hearing the prices are not realistically going down like they should right now. The extra people that were coming in after during and after the pandemic, that's subsided. A lot of people aren't getting that extra money. Some people are worried about money. They're trying to get deals. That's why I was able to get a couple of books at the comic book show this week. We're going to weave this in and out. Now, I'd like to show you what I got. I went with, my list that I write in the little book that was made by not Marvel, but with permission by. And these don't go in it. But the very first thing I got was this dollar book, Giant Size Defenders. I was looking at the show and I wasn't quite so sure if, it's just a reader copy. Definitely worth $1. Defenders. Look at that. It's got Hulk. It's got Nighthawk. It's got Doctor Strange and Valkyrie. And for $1, I got a Marvel team up. One I had never had before. This is Spider-Man and Kitty Pryde right there. But on the inside of this, it's not Kitty Pryde's name. It's her superhero name that's in this book. So one more time, taking a look at the screen with the green suited Kitty Pryde. Do you remember what her superhero name was? She's wearing all green. She has this diamond eye patch mask type thing. The art on the inside is by Ron Frenz. Excellent stuff. Looks great. He was one of the main Spider-Man artists during this time anyway. And Bill Mantlo does the story. And this was a pretty darn fun. Enjoyed that quite a bit. But I also bought some Raw comics. Ones that I either needed to get a better grade of. I actually got this, and it had a few imperfections. And I thought maybe I might be able to press it out just a little bit. And I think I did. We have X-Men 128, which is the conclusion to the Proteus storyline. Got a fantastic John Byrne cover. Who's the guy that saves everybody in this cover right here? You all know, right? Tell me, who is it? Excellent issue. So like I said, I already had it, but this is a better copy of it. And these are two Spideys I needed. And I was really happy to get these. And they were not necessarily perfect, but again, really nice candidates. And possibly I'd be able to get some of the bumps out. And I pretty much did. So I'm really happy with these two books. And from 151 to 251 is the collection of Spideys that I'm trying to get in condition. I mean, we're talking high condition. And I got two more for the 180s. And I think I only have one more issue of that. I have all the 190s. I've got a lot of 60s and 70s, but I don't have everything. And it's, I want to do it in person mostly. So here I have 185. Oh, look who's graduating. One of the events in Spider-Man's life, Peter Parker's life, that ages him. And, this was in 1978 when this happened. When I was reading this, I was 8 years old. And, I do like Peter Parker growing as a character. I just don't necessarily think it has to be the way he's growing as a character. He's double dating finally. Not double dating, double dipping. And 187. Oh, look at this. We've got Electro on the cover. Well, his shadow. Captain America fighting Spidey. I already have 186. So, like I said, I'm very happy to have got these. And just for anybody that's coming to Berkeley or in the Berkeley area, there is going to be another show coming up in August over at King Middle School on Rose Street, right by the store, only a few blocks away. Just come in and say hi afterwards. From 11 to 5, $15. And they have a list of all the people that are going to be there. And if you're interested, you can do the little typey thing. And you can let them know what you're looking for, and they can bring them. It'll be good for everybody that way. They might even make you a deal. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be bringing all those important books that everybody wants, first Wolverine and Hulk, first whatever character, Crypto. But I'm really looking for Firestorm, the Nuclear Man. In condition, please. I don't need no dollar books of that. I'm really looking for some Atari Force. They'll be like, what? Oh, I think I have a run of those. I can totally bring them. And then you get them at the show. It'd be great. So go on over to the Berkeley Comic Show, Saturday, August 2nd. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I can get a couple more Spideys, get that collection near complete. And now, let me go to comments really quick. I just reread oh man, you poor guy. Ms. I got you. You're talking about G. Willow Wilson. I just read the original Ms. Marvel, and it was really good. Miyazaki's art and Wilson's story was a good combo. I wish Miyazaki would get more work. Yeah, or Miyazaki. I enjoyed that. There was another penciler also that worked on that book, and I thought they were really good. It was one of the Runaways, or was Miyazaki one of the Runaways? I can't remember. Collectors bought high during the boom and who were mostly into new comics and only doing it for investment reasons realized that a lot of books like Hulk 181 are not rare or scarce. That is a true freaking statement, man. And we're going to be cracking a very, very rare comic in just a few moments. If fucking what? SpiderGuy. I think there's a big difference between Kevin Feige running a studio with all the best directors making movies and James Gunn, a director, trying to do the same thing. Yeah, I hope it's that James Gunn has some talent. You son of a bitch, Walk. Giants are almost 5 games behind. Yeah, that's fine. Shadowcat, no, incorrect. Jagron, Shadowcat, incorrect. So close, Dwayne Muth. Sprite, that was a good one. Don't say anything about pulling my tab. Colossus with some regrets. Totally. That was on the cover. Dwayne Muth. Pete, 17 years in college. Pete is the Rob Lowe of Marvel. He got a bounce back, baby. Kitty Pryde was named Ariel. She bounced from Sprite to Ariel, so that should have been like partial credit. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for me to. Oh, geez. Oh, I had it right here. Didn't I? No, I don't. Son of a bitch. Now, this I can't do without it. Okay, I can pull this up really quick. You guys got to type something so that I have something to, to read while I do this. Let me see right here. right here. Oh, it's the other one. Yeah, that's what happens, man. All right, here's the last comment. Yes. That's right. All right, here we go. All right, excellent. Crack the slab. Let me move these over here. I hope you don't hear anything crashing, just cracking. I am showing you a Tales of Suspense #1. This is in a 4.0. Don Heck does the cover and the art. Steve Ditko, Al Williamson, John Buscema, and Larry Lieber do art. This is a 10 center. It came out in 1959. It is an Atlas comic book. And there is no Thor in this one. Right there. There's your Don Heck. And I don't remember the exact prices, but this is donated by Emil, customer of the store, friend of the store. Friend of Yule's. And he won this on a bid severely under what this cost, or should cost. Way undervalued. By a lot. And he had to get this. And I think he has a couple of these, actually, he said. And this is a rare comic book. Very scarce. And not at all like Hulk 181, but it would have to be in much higher grade to be worth more. And even then, I don't know. Maybe the Hulk 181 would still be. There's no first appearance of Wolverine in this one. All right, we're gonna get to cracking. All right, let's go. So this was supposed to happen last week. But of course, Jim Shooter died, so we had to get that show together and have a conversation about that. And then just today, that Swaggle video came out. And I watched it, and I was like, man, it's so perfect that happened that way. Thank you, Jim Shooter. You held up the slab cracking. And it was perfect because it coincided with corporate greed. Yeah, so unless you don't really need to have your comic book in the slab, I recommend don't do it. I mean, it's nice to have someone else's verification that your book is in tip-top condition. But I've bought comic books from people so often that tell me that their books are in immaculate condition. Oh, but these comics are in the bags. And, oh yeah, these are in good condition. I'm just saying, how much would that be worth? Well, I don't know. I'd have to see it, check it out, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh no, it's in perfect condition. And then I see them and it's like, it's anything but. So if I really want to grade something just for like the few people out there that know anything about grading, then I don't think I ever need to do CGC in order to make that happen. You know what I mean? I mean, they would know. Like when I show Emil a comic book of mine, he's like, oh well. He's all, damn, that's a really nice looking book. Let me just put this back up. That was a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. 4.0, we're going to take this out of the bag. I know how to do this really good now. Use a ruler. Duh. Jill told us in the comments last week or 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, whenever we did it. And I did use a ruler and a very, very sharp blade. And I was really confident in making that happen. And it worked perfectly. When you use the proper tools, you know what I mean? All right. That was Crack the Slab. All right. Thanks, everybody, for hanging in there. Let me just do this. Why does it matter? I don't know. Oh, no, you're doing it the scary way. I do it the scary way, of course. We don't know if I'm going to hurt it or me. I mean, we've got to get ratings somehow. Barbarian Kung Fu. I made a video on how to crack a CG slab in 3 seconds without any damage if you're interested. Yeah, I am interested. I don't know. I like doing it this way, though. I will say that. Got to damage it so the case can't be reused. Amen. That too. Yeah, if you're interested, events at Fantastic Comics, send me the link and I'll link it to the show also. All right. Let's see here. Everything's all backwards up here. Oh, here it is.
Why, we sell a dozen a day in this price range.
Who buys them? Tax collectors?
Even if I had to pay, it would be worth it. Just for the occasion.
What, is something big going on somewhere?
What's going on right here? It's a big night.
Well, it's just an old run-of-the-mill Wednesday. Well, the calendar's full of them.
It's not a run-of-the-mill Wednesday. It's New Comic Book Day. Yeah, 7/9/2025. Ooh, baby. I was thinking, like, there's not a whole lot of comics that came out this week. And to some degree, there really isn't. But I still was able to get 25 really solid comics up. Something I think people should know. Definitely my customers should know. Come on in and pick these up. Let's see how this worked. Oh, of course an error occurred. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He can count, everybody. 17, 18. No 19. No 19. No 20, no 19. That's it. Huh. That's weird. Just no 19. Okay, fine. Oh, it did it again. All right, well, let's start from the top to the bottom. First up, we have The Unchosen by David Marquez. I don't know who Marissa Louise is, but I assume it's like a co-writer. David Marquez is a really darn good illustrator, and I don't know anything about this book, but it's kids with superpowers, I think. All right, now this one, oh my gosh. This one coming up. This company, let me tell you. All right, so we've got Planet Death, #1. And I really haven't read this issue yet. It has Robert Venditti working on it, and that's pretty neat. With Giorello, is that Vincente Giorello or something like that? Anyway, I'm pretty interested in the book as far as the look is concerned, but it's by Bad Idea. And Bad Idea famously made retailers that they deemed worthy, you had to submit to their demands or else you could not carry Bad Idea comics. And they were going to have secret shoppers that if they found that you were going against what they had got you to agree to do, then you would get banned from selling their books. And what you had to do was, in some ways I understand what they were going for. You couldn't sell multiple copies to anybody. You couldn't charge more than cover price until like 3 months after the sale date. And, some other things. I can't remember. You can't break street date. That goes without saying. But, just some really crazy things. And it was a botched release anyway. There was shortages because not everybody was willing to do it. And now I can buy Planet Death at the regular price so that you can buy it at the regular price, and you don't have to worry about all the expense and the hype and the craziness that went on before. But I almost feel compelled to only sell this in multiple copies at $1 over cover price right now, just to tell Bad Idea to fuck off. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. On to other things. Solomon Kane #4 comes out. This is the end of the Solomon Kane miniseries that I have customers telling me is quite good. I don't doubt that. The Solomon Kane character is cool. A pilgrim who fights demons and stuff, God this and God that. It's great. Solomon Kane. Oh my gosh. Don't look now, but Titan has another book. It's called Savage Sword of Conan. And oh my goodness, they somehow resurrected Neil Adams for one more Conan cover. Isn't this wonderful? It is wonderful. The art on the inside is quite good also. Patrick Zurcher is doing a fine job. He's also lending his writing credit skill to this book. So let's all raise one to Patrick Zurcher and raise one to Neil Adams, R.I.P. Next up we have, oh my gosh, it goes with Conan so well. Predator, black, white, and red. It's like black and white comic books, but with a little splash of red of your favorite character. This time it's Predator. And for some reason, I can't present the comic book to you. I'm going to try it this way. Let's see if this works. This is StreamYard being wonky, I think. Image file. I'm going to do number 19. Oh, no, that's a different one. Okay, very good. Look at that, everybody. Superman Treasury 2025, Hero for All. That's wonderful. In fact, I haven't been able to read it yet, but I paged through the first 5 pages or so. And let me start my cam. Let me just show you it. Look at that. It's just nice Bruno Redondo artwork. Let me actually. Let's stop presenting. Oh, I almost ended the stream. Look at that. And it's all big sized. Oh, look at this. I didn't know I was going to open this page. See the name of that boat? I don't know if you can see it. It's the JLGL. And that's pretty sweet for people that are fans of Treasury comic books, DC style. Why, chat? Let me know in the chat down below. All that stuff. All right, so we had Predator, black, white, and red, or blood. Excellent. We have Trinity. Oh, this is a mistake, actually. Trinity is supposed to be out tomorrow, but my store is not going to have it probably for a week or two. Sorry. I apologize. Coming up next, we have Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring, #1, a new miniseries following everybody's favorite homicidal bear. I didn't read the first one, but it was pretty popular, and it definitely had people that are interested in this one now. Marvel Swimsuit Special. Man, when I think of all the comic books that have come out in the 90s, I wonder, do I really need a Marvel swimsuit special? And oh my goodness, look at this cover. It's done by frickin' Adam Hughes. And then there's like a Mark Brooks one. It looks really nice. There's a Russell Dodderman with Jean Grey and Cyclops. What's his name? Scott. We call her Jean Grey, not Marvel Girl. Conan the Barbarian. Look at that awesome cover. Oh, man. This is a heck of a Titan week with Conan, Savage Sword, Solomon Kane. Damn. All right, what's next? We got Red Hulk, number 6, Ben Percy, Jeff Shaw. People are really liking this. I have yet to read an issue of it. I do like Ben Percy, and I do like the Red Hulk, and it took me a while to come around, but when I did, it was like, man, this is some of the finest superhero in comics at that time. But yeah, I still haven't read this. Come on and get it. Probably one of the... there's a couple of One World Under Dooms that are doing really well for me. This is one of them. Oh, and this is the other one, Doctor Strange of Asgard. One World Under Doom tie-in. Soon to end, and there will be a new Doctor Strange series, mini-series, finite series, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So not only are we going to get together as a store and go see the Superman movie, but also there's going to be a Fantastic Four movie. And if you're really into Fantastic Four movie, or just Fantastic Four, then you're really, 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 especially if you like kitschy old-timey stuff, going to want to get Fantastic Four First Steps. It's a really cool-looking comic book with the Fantastic Four, and for the most part, looking like the people that are going to be playing them in the movie. This is a Phil Noto cover. And I forget who does the inside. Oh, it's I think it's Phil Noto also on the inside, but whoever it was did a really good job. And even the best part are all the advertisements in it. The advertisements are just like 60 comics. Join the Johnny Storm Flaming Hearts group fan club. They have a science 2-pager with Reed Richards, and all of them are the real pictures or drawings of those people that are in the movie also. So if you want to see what Pedro Pascal looks like in your comic books, you're definitely going to want to check this out. And again, if you really like the Fantastic Four and are looking forward to this movie, I think you're going to really like this a lot. So check it out. Green Lantern Corps number 6. This is a book that really needs some spotlight attention and some love, not just from my customers, but from all across America. In fact, most Jeremy Adams books, Green Lantern Corps, Aquaman, Flash Gordon, these are all books you should be picking up, especially if you gripe about your normal comic that you just can't stand anymore. Unless this is what comic you normally read and you just can't stand it anymore. Next up Aquaman by Jeremy Adams, number 7. Been really good. People enjoy it, but I just know it can't be a really great seller because it's Aquaman. And that's a shame. But yeah, there you go. Supergirl number 3, written and drawn by Josie Campbell. It's fun. Nice little book that I think you could give to your daughters and nieces. And maybe your girlfriend that kind of curious about superhero comics. But maybe you're kind of not so sure if they want to read a whole bunch of superhero comics. And I'm sure eventually there will be some sort of crossover to go along with this. But for the most part, it feels like a standalone in a bigger universe. The Superman universe. Oh, not only that, look at the corner boxes. DC doing Marvel better than Marvel. Except Marvel right now has Retrovision covers. And you know what they have on the Retrovision covers? Little boxes with their characters in it. Stop giving that me as your variant cover and start making that your normal cover. This is you, Marvel, not DC. And they're only doing that on the Superman titles, too. It's great. Batman Dark Patterns. Probably the Batman book. Oh, no, maybe Batman and Robin Year One. It's between this one and that one that I think are the favorite Batman books in the store right now. Pretty darn good art in this one, and people are liking Dan Waters' story. I'm not reading it because you know how I feel about Batman. Batman and Robin Year One has Sanford Grain art, and maybe that vaults it a little bit higher than this one. But overall, they're a year-long series that my customers are really enjoying. And if you're a fan of Fantastic Four, the movie and the comic book, or you just love Humberto Ramos like I do, then you got to pick up Fantastic Four #1. It's a story that doesn't end at the very first issue, so you're going to have to keep reading it. But you get a real good isolated view of each character within the same book. And there's a thing that they have to do to make the thing happen, and rug got pulled out from under. Really fun little first issue. Ryan North, and then the fact that it's like a multi-part book is already a big departure than the way the book started under him in the previous volume. So Ryan North is still the writer, but we have a brand new illustrator in Humberto Ramos. And this is a really good first issue and perfect for people that are looking forward to the movie or just haven't really picked up a Fantastic Four in a while. Transformers #22. Nice cover. Got that whole like dollhouse like look going on there. That poor guy's all bleeding on the cover. We got 2 more issues after this of Daniel Warren Johnson and Robert Kirkman and Dan Mora take over. And again, I'm going to ask you all, let me know in the comments down below or in chat, is Kirkman and Dan Mora a bigger draw to Transformers than Daniel Warren Johnson is or was? And then my follow-up question, do you think it's going to be more successful? Can it be more successful? They're going to have a chance of saying the 25th issue is almost like a brand new #1 issue. So, it's a centennial issue. You can make it bigger. You can have a shit ton of covers like you normally do. I think it's going to be a darn good selling book. But can it possibly exceed how #1 was? Or how, for the most part, the book has been selling overall for 24, well, what's going to be 24 issues. I'm just curious what you all think. Action Comics I don't care. I did not like that last issue, and I just want to, you see this cover with a fire? And I think that's the fire. There's a fire, and that's what should be happening to the comic book. It was not my favorite book ever. In fact, if I'm going to read something with flashbacks to Clark Kent's past, you got to pick up the giant-sized Superman that Dan Jurgens is writing with Bruno Redondo. This Treasury, Hero for All, excellent book. Superman fans should get it. Don't be scared of the price. Don't get scared of the size. You can just put it on your coffee table for a while. Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion #2. Yeah, excellent. Uncanny X-Men, Murder Me Mutina. That's a great cover. Damn good cover. There's a backup cover that's really good looking too, but damn, I like that one a lot. Scary. Absolute Superman #9. Everybody's wondering about Absolute Superman. Cool cover, I guess. I'm all right. I'm not reading the book. Just can't do it. I love Superman, but, not my Superman. And lastly, Blood Squad 7, #9. I've already read this issue, and it's, I'm going to like it. Predisposed. I think I'm starting to get people in my store into reading Joe Casey comic books. And as they're doing it, I think they're understanding why it is that his comics are so good. And it is so hard to really put your finger on why they are so good. You have to read so much of the book, but you get rewarded every single issue that follows the one that came before. And it just is it's an experience that you're not going to get in a superhero comic book today. I'm going to do Superman and he's going to be evil and he's going to come from Russia or something like that. And even that was old, but that's old. But the evil Superman, haven't seen that in a while. But it's not like that. And there's a lot of politicking going on in it. There's a lot of, all about the creating a superhero team with a celebrity that goes along with it and how it gets managed. And then of course there's the people that are doing the actions all to further the name of the squad, the Blood Squad 7. And it's a really, really good book. I highly recommend checking it out. And that is new comics for next week. Wrong button. All right, let's see here. I love Pat Zurich. Oh, wait. Oh. All right, hold on a sec. All right, see the video. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah, we know about the video. So here, I used the modern slabs to hold Golden Age books after I crack them. Might as well get some use out of them. Understood. Do we have Instagram? Boy, do we. Let me get my my banner up for that. We have Patreon for people that want to give us money. We have Instagram, and we're on Substack for people that want to know about us and what we're doing in the store and what we think sometimes with pictures of the dog. That's a free thing also. So while you're there, while you're reading this, you might as well hit the bell for notifications, subscribe, and hit the thumbs up. So I hear. I'll let that run. All right, comments. Kirkman. Oh, wait. All right, let's go with it. All right, here we go. That's what I love Pat Zurich, but I didn't get Kane. Tell me Kane never appealed to me, but might try it. So if it's cost for cost with no profit, then yeah, raise it $1 and sell multiple. I can only sell multiple copies then. Pull me a copy of Savage Sword for sure, of course. Lithor, I can't believe they're relaunching Fantastic Four before One World Under Doom is done. Yeah, but if you've read this story, I still don't think it's going to be done before the story changes. Absolute Batman isn't the most popular Batman book. Ooh, I meant In Continuity, although I'm not really sure if those other ones technically are either. Yes, Absolute Batman is the most popular Batman book. Also, Kirkman and Mora are a bigger draw because they're bigger names. At least Kirkman is. Not sure how good it will be. I don't know if Kirkman's as big a name as Daniel Warren Johnson. I know he brought a lot of people to the table, although most of See, I look at also the comic book art scene, and Daniel Warren Johnson is the king. I think he is. Maybe someone can tell me otherwise, but anytime he does anything, that's it. It's over. Done. Everything's sold. There's other people when Everybody bought the Dragotta pages, but I don't know if everybody would have bought every Dragotta page so quickly if it was something other than Batman. Maybe I'm wrong. I will play through with Transformers 25, Kirkman and Mora, Dwayne Moose says. Excellent. Oh, how's your father? How is Zenoscope doing these days? I can't imagine they're doing very well. So, there is a, here, I'm going to do this banner. These are things that I like on YouTube. I think most of this is YouTube, except for the music. And I really like Roll for Combat, which is a D&D. Anyway, there's a bunch of things that I like. One of them is Roll for Combat. And that guy has done Kickstarters of a role-playing nature. And I guess they were selling through Diamond. Now, Diamond is taking the merchandise that they had, even though it was like consignment, I guess, technically. They're now selling it so that they can pay the people that they owe. And you, as a person that is selling through Diamond, aren't necessarily going to get any of that money. So companies like Dynamite are saying that they are having, that's the dog, are saying that they are having a hard time paying their employees. Yikes. And if Dynamite's doing that, I can't imagine Zenoscope's in a better situation. I have not been buying Zenoscope. Every once in a while I'll try something. And it usually doesn't sell well. And I've got plenty of pervy people that should be buying it. No, but seriously, it doesn't sell for me. FF is relaunching for the movie. Yes, I would agree. Because Marvel is now an office inside Disney Publishing and they demanded a new #1 for marketing reasons. Although they had the miniseries, you know. Is it the Fantastic Comics in Berkeley? Yes, sir. And lastly, Illithid Lord Diamond inventory coming to an Ollie's near you. Possibly. I wish I had an Ollie's near me. Or do I? More on that in just a second. Stick around. It is almost the end of the show, but don't go yet. I'm sure there's something I'm going to spit out that we're going to have to talk about. We did have a signing 2 weeks ago. Joe Casey came in on a Wednesday and left. And everybody's hearts went with him. He was awesome. It was a really good time. People took pictures. I had a picture taken with me and him. And it was a great, great time. I really enjoyed it. We're gonna have Joe Casey over again. It'll be awesome, and it'll be even more awesome. And hopefully, one of his books will be continuing. Blood Squad 7. I really do enjoy that book quite a bit. It's definitely one of the better books out there. Okay, there was something I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, Big Lots. Coming to a Big Lots soon. Actually, did you know that? So Half Price Books, which has been in Berkeley for a very long time. It used to be on Solano Avenue, and that's when I worked there. And then I crawled back to Comic Relief, moved that store to the Shattuck location, and then Half Price Books moved in next door. And I was like, what the fuck? And not only that, you know where they put their comic book section? Right on the wall next to the store that was the comic book store. So that when people were coming in, they didn't realize that they weren't in the comic book store. Oh, people. When we're closed, they're buying the comics because people come in late at night because the comic store is closed. Just upsetting. Well, Half Price Books is leaving Berkeley. And this is not necessarily joy on my face because I'm not next door anymore. If I was next door, I might have a little bit more joy on my face. But I know people that work there. I have customers that work there. So it is a really shitty situation. I don't know. I'm going to have to like really plaster the Crest building of where to buy comics. Half Price Books was trying to shut me down. How's your father? They were. They don't care about the little man. I had the tits literature section. Like when the owners came to come look at, you know, the different stores, and they came to Berkeley, and I was running by myself the literature section. I got rave reviews. I mean, I really put my heart and soul in that. I was so happy. Like I had a slum so bad to get the literature. I worked at Borders at one time, and you know, like I would love to have the literature section. But if I like, you know, if I had to do sci-fi fantasy, the comic book stuff, that'd be fine. They gave me computers and business. And it was horrible. Horrible. Big fat books that make no sense to me at all. Like they had it in for me. And then they gave me the business section, which is like, I know I'm a businessman. I own a business and all that stuff. You know me. That ain't my bag. And it definitely wasn't my bag back then. And the thing is like the only thing that was even somewhat creative other than the Motley Fool's covers was the Dilbert on business. And I personally hate Dilbert. Couldn't stand it back then. Don't know shit about Scott Adams at the time. You know who liked it? My brother. Well, you like that shit? Anyway, that's where I had to work when I worked at. So when I slummed it over at Half Price Books, I did the literature section, and it was very good. You don't have to cut. You don't have to know how to cook 5-minute meals in stock. You mean don't have how to cook 5-minute meals in stock? Yeah, that's it. I thought I was reading that weird, but I'm not sure if it wasn't written weird. God damn, I like a lot of things, and I don't even think that Roll for Combat is in there. Anyway, that guy's getting fucked by Diamond too, but not so bad as like other people. Diamond, they got bought out, and they paid their people money as business people do. Again, I mean, how can you get money from the government when you're closing down? The thing is that they're not even closing down. Other companies have closed down and done this before. But these guys are Chapter 11, and they were still getting product from people. Like, we got Chapter 11, this is your line of demarcation. They're accepting stuff, not paying that, and then boom. Now they're doing it this way, and those people aren't going to get paid. And Dark Horse was still going over there. IDW was still going over there. Marvel was still going over there. Yeah, so there you go. Like Image got out at the right time, but I'm sure they've got F2 many a time by them. Which is funny because Image did a whole lot of effing in the very beginning of their careers. Just the way it goes. Anyway, yeah, let me let everybody know about our Patreon. I know I've already talked about it, but it's a way for you to say thanks. I don't buy comic books anymore, but I really enjoyed this hour and a half that I spent with you guys Enjoyed those clips that you all put together. Very interested in the story, and I just want to see a business survive without having to go online except to celebrate comics, not to sell them. I do mail order, though, so, you can always give me a call. I might answer. Definitely do the email. The events is just for you all, okay? Just for you all. So if you want to get a hold of me, that's the easiest way for you to get a hold of me without me having to see all these other emails. But yeah, that's the events. Oh yeah, let me get that up. Blah blah blah. Patreon. Yeah, there it is. We also have a bunch of people that are patrons of ours, and to signify that, I think, a video. Do I have a video? Oh yeah, I do. You want to be seen. You don't want to be like this guy.
My last name is Costanza. That's Italian. So you and I are kind of like countrymen. Huh? Paisanos.
$6.50 your change.
Ah, yes. And I always take care of my paisanos. So here's a little something.
Antonio!
Sí.
Vieni qua! Questa miserabile patrona!
Oh, and there they are, scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Thank you all very, very much. Really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And what can I say? I mean, we're still in business. And I say we. Remember we cracked this tale of suspense? Damn. 1959. Pretty awesome. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm going to go to the comments once again. Oh, yeah. Join Muth. Diamond. I know. I'm so sort of happy. I'm sort of happy. But it is a pain. It's a lot more work for me for Comic Store. I got to type in all the numbers now into the system. It's going to be a pain. Like I'm going to have to buckle down in a way that I hadn't had to buckle. Like this was the last thing to like prevent me from having to work all the time. So in no way is this a benefit to me that Diamond's down. But I'm happy that I'm kind of outliving them in the way I am. Like I've had to become really austere and gone through a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, and it isn't even me that had to go through a lot of that pain and suffering. And there's some joy in what's going on. I'm not gonna lie. $6.50 your change. That's right. All right, everybody. Oh wait, one more. Blanket party for Diamond. You want the truth? Who ordered the code red, right? That's what it was. All right. I got a video to play on the way out. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Lucy and Ramona cruising through the jungles of L.A. Hoping to promote a dream somewhere along the way. They're rolling through the streets, looking for a disco, passing up the treats from a kid named Cisco, trying to make connections with their blemish-free complexions, and just as fate would have it, ended up with Sunset Sam. Sam was selling watches from a suitcase on a TV tray. And Lucy and Ramona kept trying to figure out if he was gay. The three of them were standing, staring at each other, when the light behind their eyes blew each other's cover. The ancient code was branded, and each of them was handed a ticket to their kingdom, 'cause a Lucy was from Compton, and she met Ramona at the zoo. Ramona was from Brooklyn. She left when she was 22. Sam was a native of the Arizona desert, but he split when he was slated for some governmental make-work. Their differences subsided when the common bond was sighted. They were all from the same place that made the famous song.